3.
Hey, we are back.
G'day, mate.
What happened to
G'day,
Chris?
Johnny G.
What happened to
G'day,
King of the
Chris.
North, man? You've shrunk.
I've shrunk.
King of
What's
the
happened
North.
to me?
Oh, man, you shrunk.
Is this like a Jimmy T thing where there's like 100 Chris Goffs running
Yeah.
around?
I thought I was looking massive.
How is everyone? Guys, welcome back to the AFL podcast. We haven't done it in a while. Good to see you, Johnny G, back and King of the North. Guys in the chat, welcome. We got KP in there, Mr. Lachlan, Jimmy T. Jimmy T's joined us.
Jimmy T, Father Jim.
Oh my God.
Bless the podcast, Jim. Father Jim.
Yeah, I was guys, before we do start, can you guys hear us all right in the chat? Are we too loud? Are we too, can you hear us? Because there's a lot of times where we've started and no one can hear us.
No one can hear. No.
Jimmy T's joined us.
Jimmy T, Father
No, I can hear. I'll split it up.
Can you hear us?
Yep.
All right,
Yeah.
Jim. Yeah, all good.
All right, cool, guys. Well, before we do start, make sure if you're brand new to the channel and to the show, make sure you like, share, subscribe, and also
Hit the bell.
hit the bell for all notifications.
Notification bell.
And also, guys, check out our merch, hfdmerch.myspreadshop.com.au. Got everything in there. The best seller is the Have You Seen Father Jim mug? So make sure you get your hands on that before they get sold out. Why?
I gotta get a mug over to Melbourne. That's for sure.
I don't know why King of the North is like a little square. That's what I don't understand.
What's going on? No, I look like normal on my screen.
You look like a little square. Where's John? I want to know where John is. John's in like some desert.
He is.
Yeah.
He's in the Ukrainian desert.
I wanted some warmer weather because it's cold.
KP reckons John is wild. Well, he's wild. He's in the wild west, that's for sure. Anyway, guys, what did you think of the 2022 AFL season? We'll start with you, Johnny. You're a massive AFL fan. What'd you get out of it? What do you think? Was it as good as any other season? How'd you see the season pan out?
Yeah, look, we've had some good games. There's been a few surprises for me this year, but I have enjoyed my footy. I always do. You know, a lot of people complain about the level of skill in the game now, and the more the game is about, running and pressure, and there's a bit of that. But no, I enjoyed the season, even though my team didn't make finals this year, but I was proud of the boys, of the effort they put in. I couldn't ask for more of the young squad we've got. Collingwood was a big surprise for me this year. Going on their run. But yeah, I think Bulldogs was another big surprise for me. I think they just scraped in the end by
a whisker. By a whisker. Oh, so close.
Yeah, and it finished off greatly, with Carlton and Collingwood game. That was, I don't know if any of you boys watched it. That was a great watch. When Carlton come back. I mean, Collingwood come back, actually. So look, I probably wouldn't say it's been the best season there ever has been, but yeah, footy's footy, and come on September.
Yeah, well, same with me, man. Like, it's been an up and down season now. Me being a Port supporter, last year in that prelim killed footy for me, like pretty much for the whole year. So I'm a member of Port Adelaide, and it pissed me off that much that I didn't go to any game. I did go to one game actually when I was in Perth. I went to the Port Adelaide Freo game over there, but I just didn't go. I was still supporting from the sidelines, but just didn't go. I was gonna actually go to the showdown last week, but I did have a 40th, so I was gonna go because I wanted to see Robbie Gray's last game. But it was an interesting season. Look, I didn't like some of the rules that they brought in, especially like the standing on the mark rule, I hate that, and the holding the ball, I hated that. What was the other rule? The speaking back to the umpire, I thought that was rubbish.
That was a disgrace.
That one was a disgrace. So there was some bad things, but there was some awesome games though, like that game that you just talked about, that Collingwood Carlton game the other day. That was epic. The week before that, they had Melbourne Carlton, and that was epic as well. the first showdown was epic. Even though we lost, that was an epic game. Like, there was a lot of close games. A lot of close games. I reckon. Then, sorry guys, my earphones are starting to make noise. Can you hear me all right?
Yep.
Yeah. So there were some really close games. I reckon more close to games than like blowouts. But yeah, I was, as you said, Collingwood's a big surprise. They finished 17th last year, and to finish, what is it, in the top four? That's amazing. They did lose. What they did win. What, how many? Like over 10 games by less than a kick.
Well, 12 in a row.
Yeah, but most of them were less than a kick, man. You know, like so.
That's right.
I mean, Port won 7 or 8? No, lost 7 or 8 games with less than a kick. So
Yep.
if you win those ones, Port's in there. You know, so it's just.
That's right.
It is what it is, man. But really disappointing season for Port Adelaide. Being a Port supporter, you know, playing in that prelim last year and then dishing up what we dished up in especially the first 5 weeks, was really disappointing. There was some shining lights like Todd Marshall, like in the forward line, was awesome, and guys like Rosie's just stepped it up a bit in the midfield, which I've loved, and
Yep.
yeah, I'm surprised, bit of surprise that Hinkley is still there, but I reckon he's got one more year if he doesn't make finals at least, So I'm not upset that he's still there, but I think it is time for a change, but I'm not upset that he's there next year, like, if you know what I mean, because I don't think a new coach would have got us to a grand final next year, if you know what I mean. So the players love him, so. But no, it was a good season. There were some really good highlights. The Bulldogs were a big disappointment, just scraping into the 8. I was surprised with Fremantle as well. Fremantle made the 8 this year, so they played really good footy at parts. And Sydney as well. Sydney, they didn't do too well last year. So, they did do well. They just got a lot of youngsters, so they played really well, and they're in the top 4 as well. So.
They still managed to get into the top 4 with young talent.
Yeah, I still think Melbourne is the team to beat come September. So, and I really hope Geelong doesn't win it because I can't stand Geelong. And sorry for any Geelong supporters out there. And yeah, but KP reckons play the violin for Port. Yeah, thanks a lot, man. Thanks a lot. How about Carlton? Play the violin for Carlton. We had someone, Genwill goes, cold news about Hinkley's future. Yeah. You either love Hinkley or hate him. So a lot of people don't want him there. It is what it is. But, how about you, King of the North? What did you get out of the season? You went to a few games?
Yeah, I went to a few games. Being in Melbourne, I got to go to quite a few games this year and watched a lot of teams. Probably seen Hawthorn the most out of all the teams, and I had to pick a team to go for in Melbourne, so I've chosen Carlton. So
yeah,
after Port Adelaide. So
so you're devastated as well.
Yeah, I know. So that was pretty disappointing. But yeah, I think Hawthorn, like, his very young side, they played a really hard running game and made a lot of mistakes, but it's good to learn from that. I think they're going to be buying some players and then getting going next year. I thought Carlton did really well this year. They just lost some stupid games during the year, same as Port, similar.
Yeah.
And they would have been in the 8. And just Melbourne when they're on just are really good. So they're going to be the team to beat, I think, too, if they're on as well.
Yeah.
Sydney's always consistent. And yeah, pretty much all the teams that I watched. I've seen some Collingwood games. I've seen some Kilda games. They're thereabouts, but not going that good. But yeah, I think it's going to be a good final series.
Yep.
It's going to be some really cracking games this year. So yeah. Been very good. And the crowds come back. So last weekend there was 88,000 at the game for Collingwood and Carlton. So that's a good sign for the final series as well.
Yeah, for sure. And Genwil says most shocking was probably the Eagles, which I
That was a shocker.
I agree with.
They probably got belted the most, I think.
Yeah, the Eagles.
21 players out with COVID and other things, and they just didn't come back from that. So
they still didn't come bottom, though. So.
No, North Melbourne were pretty bad. But now Clarko's there, so we'll see what happens next year. Again, we'll go as the Hawks fans. We should have beaten Carlton if we didn't concede a huge margin, outplayed them in 3 quarters, lost by less than 10 points. Yeah, Carlton.
That's very true.
I feel like Carlton used to put the queue in the rack in the last quarters, or the last halves.
Usually the third quarter they like go to sleep in the third quarter in most games, and then they'd throw it away.
Yeah.
So they've got to get over that. But the game against Collingwood last weekend was just like that was full on for the 4 quarters. So that was a really good sign. I think Vossi was really happy with how they played and that they can be up there with the best of them. So it's just maturity now. So
100%. Yeah. No, it's definitely maturity, and it's going to take. I think next year and beyond. I think they're going to be right up there. Hopefully, so we'll see. But it's never guaranteed, is it? It's never guaranteed.
No.
So, but all right. Well, when we get into the games, Johnny G, what did we get up to? Who played on the weekend? And then it's obviously.
Oh, we're talking about last round.
Have you got it?
Oh, 1 sec. I can bring it up.
KP said, as a Man United fan, I'm depressed. And
yes, that is depressing.
And Genwil said, as a Man United fan, I'm numb and pain with their circus. Far out, this has turned into a Man United show.
It is a circus, eh?
We need the whole night for that show.
I'm surprised you guys haven't done a Man United show for a while. So
I think we're going to do one tomorrow night.
That'll be good. That'll be good.
So I think the first game you're going to talk about, Johnny G, is the probably the shock of the whole round, really. If you're going to talk about Melbourne and Brisbane, so
yeah, I mean, it was at the Gabba, and Melbourne got smacked up, and doesn't bode well for Brisbane's final charge, getting beaten that bad at home, especially to Melbourne. It looks like Melbourne have hit form at the exact right, perfect time for them heading into finals.
Yep.
So. Yeah, Brisbane. I don't think they're going to go well in the finals. I watched that game, and they weren't good at all.
I just don't know. I don't understand what's happened. Like they were really a solid team during the year. So
I mean, I think KP really he was excited about Brisbane at the start of the year, but look, did they make the top 4? No, they missed out.
No, they did.
So. They got elimination final against, I think, is it Richmond?
Yeah, they do. Yep.
Sure. And I fancy Richmond in that game. So, I think Brisbane are in trouble.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, I think so too. I think didn't KP pick them for the flag? I'm pretty sure he did.
I would have to go back, but I think he did mention Brisbane. Yeah, I do know KP has a soft spot for Brisbane.
So I don't know what's happened to him. Did you see what happened with Zorko? He sledged that Melbourne player, and it was pretty bad. So Petty, his name was Petty. So
what do you mean?
Something was that on the game, Johnny?
I don't know. I didn't. This first time I heard about the sledging.
It was pretty bad, and the guy pretty much burst into tears. He burst into tears, man. And
did he really?
Yeah, it was pretty bad. And if you got a captain that's doing that, then what's it saying about your players? Or
you got to. Yeah, that's not a good sign.
Nah. So
I saw Neil Bullen's power chuck.
Yeah, I saw that too. The power chuck. Yeah, we saw that.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
Oh my God. That's probably the best one I've ever seen. I reckon about 10 litres just left his body at once. It was just like a...
KP goes, oh my God, who cries when someone sledges them on the field? Well, mate, some people do, man. Some people don't have thick skin like you, man. So
they're sensitive
yeah,
young
they
men
are these days. So
was that
they don't
was
make
it a
it like they
racism
used
thing?
to.
I don't
Or
know.
just
Well, it was something about his mum, and his mum, I don't know what it was.
Okay,
So
right.
he hit a sore spot. But
Yeah.
look, I don't mind. I don't care sledging. It wouldn't bother me. But don't get personal like that. Don't have to.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
exactly.
That's what I reckon. But because everyone takes it differently these days. Like, yeah, back in the day, everyone was hard skinned, tough. I understand that.
we played at the 90s and even the noughties down from through the 80s and 70s. If you couldn't handle it,
100%, man.
chat.
It's
That's right.
You were
yeah,
done.
I know. But still, I don't have to say like you don't have to bring family into it. Like, call me whatever you want. Just don't bring family into it. But
Yeah.
I mean, you could say it's soft. It probably is soft, and the world at the moment is soft.
Yeah.
We are.
Political correctness now. That's what's going on. You know
It
what I
is.
mean? It's like
Yeah, it is. So
times.
I mean, you don't know what's
changed.
happened. We don't know what exactly was said and what he said about his mum and what his mum, has gone through or whatever. We just don't know. Everyone's got different. So, but it was. Yeah, it wasn't.
It just wasn't a
It
story
wasn't a story,
back
but
in
it
the
wasn't
day.
a good look,
When,
man.
back in the day,
And like, if that's what he's trying to rev up his players, like, I think it's the wrong way to go about it. But I don't know.
Yeah.
Because it didn't work because they got thumped. So
That's true.
and
And it looks like the Melbourne. I didn't watch the game, but it looks like Melbourne put him to the sword in the second half. So
yeah. Well,
they just went after him.
oh, it was over. It was
Yeah,
over
it
by
was.
half time.
Oh,
really.
was it? Yeah.
Genwell reckons he thinks they think Breezy's okay. Their players need to step up though. Still not convinced he wouldn't run and maybe Danaher mate buddy trade. I don't know about that. But
Well, a lot of people talk about Lance Franklin going somewhere.
yeah, well that's it.
I think he is. They're talking about that in Melbourne about our buddy going somewhere else.
And did you hear about Rayner? Rayner's out for a week as well. And so is there's another player out next week, so it doesn't really give him a good chance against Richmond, who can play really good when they want. So
It looked like just Lockie Neal was in their midfield against Melbourne. You know what I mean? They didn't look like they have much depth in the midfield, especially against Melbourne. So
right.
yeah, they're playing against a team Richmond next week who work really hard in the middle. They don't have the best midfield, Richmond, but they actually work really hard. So
and Lockie Neal's got one. I think Lockie Neal's got one bad habit. He does push and niggle all game, and all those players, they just have to work him out. But he's just such a talent. I can't believe the difference between when he played at Fremantle and now at Brisbane. Just unbelievable.
There's always an accumulator, but he has stepped it up going to Brisbane as well.
He just wasn't given the chance at Fremantle. Like didn't play anywhere near what he plays now.
Well, moving along, it was just the Fremantle versus GWS. Fremantle won. There wasn't enough to give them top four though. Unfortunately for Freo, so they're going to have an elimination final next week or 2 weeks.
They're playing the Bulldogs, and
but disappointing year this year for GWS. Lads. People thinking final.
I think so. Yeah. And I seen GWS a couple of times in Melbourne, and there's only a couple of players who sort of step up, and if the big name players don't step up for GWS, they just struggle. So I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know what's going on there.
They sort of had this plethora of killer talent, you know what I mean? And now there's sort of Dylan Shield somewhere, Trelaw somewhere. There's a few other players like that aren't from that era of the GWS, so they've have to move on from that now. I reckon.
Yeah, 100%.
GWS, look, they still got good players, but they got is that the new coach now?
Yeah, they got
they changed over mid-year, did they? Mid-year they changed.
No, but apparently there's a new coach that just got appointed. Who was it?
McVeigh and what's his name was running GWS, weren't they?
Nah, he was, but apparently, um,
They're
I
changing
saw
it.
it today on the news. They just appointed someone at GWS. Who was it?
Yeah,
Oh,
I don't know.
who was it? Let me just look it up. It was a big name.
Journalism.
A big name.
Yeah, but Tom Brown's the one.
They knew.
Oh, well, I thought it was a big name because he's an ex-Port player, but he probably don't.
Oh, there we go.
Adam Kingsley. He's
He's a massive name, Johnny G.
Oh my God, I never heard of the bloke. Like Nick's. I never heard of Nick's.
Nah, but Kingsley's. Have you seen him? He's massive.
Because he's massive, he's a good coach.
I don't know. We'll see how we go. But GWS got Adam Kingsley from Richmond. He was under Hardwick for a while. And yeah, so
he might do all right with
yeah. So
they're struggling with home ground crowds as well. So
GWS,
they're not getting to the games either. Yeah, GWS.
Yeah, well, no one's really. It's a hard in NRL state, man. So, and if you're losing, it's hard. So, but
that's right. Yeah. Well, I went to the Giants game probably 3 weeks ago, and there would have been, I don't know, 200 bloody GWS fans there at Marvel.
Yeah.
So yeah, they don't get
all a bunch of Chris Christopoulos. That's what I say. They used to be Sydney fans. Now they're GWS
take it easy,
fans.
mate. Take it easy.
Exactly.
Take it easy, mate. But no, look, I think GWS have got still a good core of players, and they could be something. It's just they've had a bad year. They've had a turmoil with the coach.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah, maybe with a good coach.
They were in the prelim last year, though, weren't they? Or the grand final?
Nah, man.
The year before.
They were definitely up there last year.
2019, they were in the grand final.
2019. Okay,
time does fly when you're having fun. Got a few chats. Jimmy T's in the chat saying, "Hey lads, Jimmy T, welcome. It's good to."
Hey, Father Jim's in the chat. Jim.
Damn, Kingsley's the GWS Tiger assistant. Yep, the assistant got the job at GWS. KP said. Jimmy T reckoned Deanna Laidley to coach the Bombers. So Dean Laidley, but he's called Deanna now. KP.
I had a rumor. What's his face going back there?
Yeah, I heard he's going back there. I heard he's going back there.
That'd be disgrace. That would be.
Could you imagine him going back there?
I reckon he will go. You watch, he'll go. 100%. I reckon Herd's got the job.
Yeah, it'll be a disgrace though.
It would be a disgrace. Yeah.
Well, hey man, if he can coach, why not? I mean, he's a drug cheat, but
they may as well bring the player manager back. What was his name?
Stephen Dank.
Stephen Dank. Now there was another bloke that got harassed by the media for months and months and months.
Oh, I don't know. Oh, not the Catdex coach, Bonner Thompson.
No. It's Bombers okay. It was the other bloke. I'll think of his name.
Genwell says Ripper then most active players. I'm not sure what they mean by that. And Jimmy T goes, what a debacle. Why the Bombers the way the Bombers handled Rutten though. So that was how they handled Rutten.
That was horrific.
It wasn't good.
I've heard of worse stories of coaches getting sacked in the
AFL. I mean, it is what it is, man. If you're not giving results and you're getting it is what it is.
It was Robert. I think is it Robert Harvey that we used to coach Fremantle back in the day.
Oh, that was a shocker. Yeah.
Yeah, he was on a post game interview or whatever, and the journalist knew before him, and they're like, what do you feel about the sacking of your thing? And he's like, first time I've ever heard of it.
Exactly.
He was actually sacked.
Yeah. Full support of the board. Remember that saying?
Oh, yeah. It was embarrassing.
KP reckons. Sorry, go, Johnny.
I was just moving on to the next game. So
KP saying Herd should have had a life ban by the AFL.
For sure. Yep,
And
totally.
Jimmy T goes, how did the Blues miss out on the finals? They were in the top 8 for 22 rounds, lost games they shouldn't. Jimmy T, you should have been here earlier. We're talking about Carlton before, so
Take it easy.
Jimmy
Jimmy T.
You might have to rewind.
Yeah,
they could have kicked a point in the last minute, but they stuffed it up.
They could have. Yeah, it was that tall bloke in the forward line. He went for the snap and he took the mark and he should have lined it up and kicked the bloody goal. So.
Genwell says Rutten sacking a lot worse than Van Gaal sacking. Who's Van Gaal?
Van Gaal's the coach, manager of Man United.
Worse than Van Gaal. Jeez.
Man, you again. Far out. They're invading the show.
Well, he won a trophy and then he got sacked.
Jeez. And one more before we go to the next game. Jimmy T goes, who would want to coach the Bombers after what they saw happen to Rutten? True.
That's right.
A lot of people.
I'll go. I reckon Jimmy T should be the coach of Essendon.
Don't be too sad for him, Jimmy T. He's getting a $500,000 payout to not be a coach next year. So don't be too sad for him.
Jimmy will coach him to do a Bollywood dance after every quarter.
That's right.
Oh man, before we go, Fremantle. I went to the game over in Fremantle against Port, and look, they are a good side when they want to be, but there's a lot of flaws in their game as well. So I've seen them. They are. I think it'd be good to see them win a few finals and get up to a prelim and see how they go. I'd love to see them win it all the way. I just don't know if they can, but I don't think that is. Yeah, I don't know.
Well, look, I haven't got a stake in these finals, but it'd be good if they win.
Yeah. I'd love it to win for my mate Sandro. Rest in peace, mate. But I loved it to win for him. But as I said, man, I've seen them play and they go missing in the quarters a lot of the time. If you watch that Sydney game they played a few weeks ago, they got smashed by Sydney, and that was at home. So I think they can beat the Bulldogs over there. But see what happens. But yeah, go Freo. I'm a Freo supporter of this final series.
There we go.
No worries. Well, the next two teams have been a little bit disappointed. I think Gold Coast actually improved a little bit this year, even though they missed out in the finals. They won this game by 67 points against North. But yeah, Gold Coast lads, a little bit of improvement.
Yeah, for sure. But I heard they're losing Alistair Rankin. Is it Alistair? To the Crows. So it's a big loss, man.
The Crows.
They lose.
Wow.
Let the world.
Yeah, but it's a big loss.
We're going to win the flag.
He's a good player for him. That's a big loss. He was
a gun this year, man. He was a gun.
I think Ben King going down in the season hurt them as well. But they did improve. What's his name? Took Miller. He's amazing. I think he's a good player. So,
but they got other midfielders coming around him now. So Noah Anderson stepped up his game. Rao, he hasn't had the best season, I must admit. So he needs improvement again.
He was out for a while though, so it's good to see that he was back. But they're a good side, man. We just beat them at home, and when they beat Richmond by that last kick, that was the best. I watched that live. That was so good to watch them beat Richmond. Did you see that game?
No, I've probably.
Yeah, but they won some close games. They won. They lost a few close games as well. So they could have easily made the 8 as well. But I think Stewie Dew is the right guy for them. But when they lose, it
looks like
and Rankin. Losing Rankin to the Crows. Good on for the Crows, but that's a big loss. So I don't know. Do the Crows get a pick for him or?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I think they've got to do some sort of trade. I don't know. Maybe chuck him Matty Crouch. Who knows? I don't know. But that's the danger these days when you get a player from a certain state. Like it happens to the Crows all the time. We get these young Melbourne players, and they just want to go back to Melbourne. So it doesn't happen very often at Port for some reason. you sort of threaten to kill their families or something to
Yeah,
keep them at
we
the club.
show them the black book thing, we send them over to Jimmy T's house.
You're here for life in
That's right.
prison bars, mate. So you ain't going.
That's right.
But yeah, if the Crows get him, I'll be very happy.
Yeah, well, I'd love to have Rankin in our side. He's a goal magnet, and we need a small forward. So, but yeah, looks like the Crows are in pocket seat for that one.
What
Hey?
Fantasia? Well, Fantasia never plays, so you probably do.
Yeah, that's the problem. I mean, he's a good player when he's fit, but he's never fit. That's the problem. Anyway, Gold Coast to improve next year. You heard it here first.
Yes. I'm not sure about finals, but maybe they'll do a improvement
And North
again,
Melbourne, I'd love to see what happens there with Alistair Clarkson and what he does. So
Yeah,
they have to improve, really.
Change their name, send them to Tasmania.
You reckon?
Yeah, for sure.
Another first number one draft pick. So what are you gonna do? Anyway, move along to Geelong. Minor premiers, smash West Coast at home.
Are
the old boys going to win the flag, lads?
I really hope not, man. I can't stand them, man.
They've just been so consistent all year. I remember watching at the beginning of the season they played against Collingwood in a cracker, and just I don't know. They haven't put a step wrong. They had a few dodgy games, but God, the year's been pretty good for them.
They're looking like an all-round balanced team.
They really are, yeah. And the old guys are just bringing along the young blokes, and it's pretty impressive.
Yeah,
definitely Melbourne's worst, sort of hardest opposition. I think.
Yeah.
Them.
Yeah, no, I think
you have to be on your game.
I still think Melbourne's going to win it, but Geelong, if they win it, I wouldn't be. Yeah, I just wouldn't want to.
You look at the Coleman medal race. Hawkins and Cameron are 1 and 2. So I think Lynch actually snuck in there, but you can see how many goals those two produce. So if you shut those two guys down, you'll probably have a chance of beating them. So
and West Coast, where do you think they're going to go next year? Do you think they could rise, or do you think they're going to be down the bottom for a while?
I think they're going to, for another season, they'll be in the bottom 4 or 5 again. I think they've got a lot of old heads switching out. And
young players coming in.
Yeah, they'll need a couple more seasons. They won't be down for too long on the West Coast. They'll be back up, but not next season.
Yeah, same. They got
6PR will talk them up whether they're winning or losing. So
they lost Kennedy. Did they lose anyone else, Johnny?
Is Cripps going another year?
It's hard to figure out. I'm not sure because I'm not sure if Shuey's staying on. Gaff's getting really old too. You got Elliot Yeo, who's can't sustain a few games in a row. So they got issues, man. So and Hearn's like played 400 games. How long is Hearn going to go?
They've got a lot of old players, don't
they? Yeah. So
they've played a lot of youngsters this year too. So.
And they're going to have to do that again next season. So
that other guy, that Ford guy, he's got the blonde hair. What's his name? He's a good player.
Kelly.
Is it Oscar something? No, not Oscar.
Oh,
do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I think I do. Yeah.
Yeah, it's all. I can't remember his name, but he's a good player. So if you can build around him. And I mean, in a few years' time they might bounce back, but it's going to be a while until we see them back in the 8, I reckon. But look, I'm not a big fan of West Coast or Geelong. I hate them both. So
yeah, they're probably 2 of my hated teams as well.
Yeah, same. Besides the Crows.
We love each other.
We do. All right, man. What was the next game?
Richmond smacked up the Bombers. I mean, Essendon trailed off towards the end of the season. They did have a little purple patch in the middle there for a bit. They looked pretty good. But Richmond actually been smashing teams the last few weeks. They're looking really good.
That could be a dark horse, man.
It's like, that's what I was going to say. Like, Richmond, Lynch is just on fire. And Yeah, I mean, they're hitting the form at the perfect time, like they won against the Crows that year in the grand final. They
Yep.
just sort of peaked in
They've got the
very nicely.
players, man. They've got
Yep.
the they got every.
They, yeah, they got the experience, you know what I mean? The coach, they got, like you said, they got players. They're not as good as the previous
No,
premiership wins, but they may have just enough to upset some people this final season. So, like you said, a dark horse indeed, but favourites to win the flag,
no.
no.
But they
So
could come out of nowhere and just blitz.
But a massive win.
they could.
I think they're going
They
to beat
could, yeah.
Brisbane, to tell you the truth. But that's me. But
Yeah, I think so too.
Oh, for sure. Yep.
and
Yeah.
who'd they play? The Bombers.
Essendon, yeah, disappointing
Yeah.
year for Essendon. I don't know. I don't know if many people tipped them to be in the top 8 this season. I don't think we did
Yeah.
on the show. I mean, the Bombers.
Who they got, man? They got no one. But who? They've got Merritt and
They got 2 meter Peter. You know what I mean? But he's not superstar.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
they got a lot of small
not
players,
bad.
And they got one or two big players.
Yeah, like Merritt and Parrish and Dylan Shield.
They
Very
do.
small midfield.
They're not. There's not.
But they've got massive problems in the back end as well, in their management, in their list management, in their board. Or the place is a shambles.
Yeah. You can see them struggling again next year.
Yeah.
Struggling, like not making the 8.
Yeah, like even like they've got what's his name in the forward line. What's his name? Stringer. You know, he's lost it. You know, he hasn't got. I mean, you can put him in the midfield, but he's just not what he used to be. So
He's done a few moments this year, but not like
Not
he
that
has.
many.
Genwell likes their ruck a lot. That's what.
That Draper is the ruckman.
Yeah.
Actually, is a good ruckman. So
Yeah, they got a. Yeah, is that the one with the mullet? Yeah.
yeah. He actually is very mobile. Gets around the ground a lot, and yeah, he does really well. But besides that, they need wingers, man. They need defenders, like
And
Chris
forwards.
said.
Who's their forwards?
And they need small. They need small forwards because 2 meter Peters alone up there.
Yeah. That tall guy, what's his name?
Yeah.
Peter Wright.
Yeah, 2 meter Peter.
He's a good player.
2 meter
Yeah,
Peter.
he was like one of the most accurate kicks in the whole year. So I guess that was a plus.
Was he more accurate than Fogarty?
I don't know what. I think it was like 50. He was on 60% strike rate. Yeah.
Oh wow,
So
that's pretty.
so
We're talking about Fogarty. The showdown was next. Yeah, Port won this one, but in the end of the day, the LA team's disappointing this year. Except for I'd say, like I spoke to you off air, Chris. Port, even though they finished above Crows, were probably more disappointing
100%.
than the Crows.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah. No, we were, and it's you know, those first 5 games were really telling for the season. Like we win like 2 or 3 or even all 5 of them. We're in the final. So it is what it is, man. Port just threw it away, and you know, we did lose Dixon for half the season. We had Lyset, so we didn't have a proper ruckman for most of the season, and yeah.
But just the terrible games that we watched, Chris.
Yeah,
Just,
I mean,
like,
look,
their skills, like I watched them in Melbourne as well, and God, it was just hard to watch. Hard to watch them play.
Yeah.
They just, you know, kick into the opposition, hand turnovers, just mess. So yeah, all that sort of stuff they got to clean up to have.
They looked a lot
chance.
better the last couple of weeks.
Yep. Too late.
Too late. But yeah, look, I don't think we're a bad side, but we're not, like, you know, we've got a list that could propel us into the finals. But, you know, as we were saying before, like, you know, who's going to be our small forward? You got no Robbie Gray. Motlop's gone now. So Robbie Gray and Motlop. Fantasia can't play. Well, you know, if he gets fit, maybe. But like, it doesn't give too many options for a small forward. And, you know, in this day and age, you watch the good small forwards like Cozzy Pickett. Have you seen Cozzy Pickett play? You know, like you need a guy like that. If you have
Young.
you need those small forwards. Like I know it's a hard position, but we haven't got any. Who have we got? We've got no one. So that's a big concern. So Robbie Gray leaving. I mean, I know he's old, but he gave something, man. When he goes into the midfield, even if he goes into the midfield, they're struggling. He just sparked. He has this thing about him, just spark the play, So we're going to really miss that. So
yeah. And today they said on Melbourne radio that
Amon's leaving. So if we
his clause in, he's going to Hawthorn.
Amon's a loss, but he's not.
Winger.
Yeah, but Amon's not like a massive loss. Like we've got wingers. You know what I mean?
No, but still a bit of talent.
Yeah, of course.
So,
But if we,
what's a poor players going to Hawthorn, man?
Yeah, I know because all their friends are there, or St Kilda. So Amon's mum works for St Kilda, so that's probably why he wants to go.
Well, he's not going to St Kilda.
Well, that's where his mum is from. So
he's going. They were talking about Hawthorn today, so maybe Wingard.
Yeah, maybe. But anyway, look, it is what it is. You can't stop players from finding free agency. That's what it's there for. And he's going to be missed, man. I love this left. Hey,
what are Adelaide going to do, Johnny G? What do they need to do for next year?
Look, Adelaide, I'm happy with their effort this year. We played with one of the youngest teams this year out of the whole league, and we just got games under their belt, and we were competitive majority of the year. I wouldn't say all year, but majority of the year, Crows were competitive, and we had some excitement about the group. We got on the other spectrum of Port Adelaide, we do have small forwards, and if we do get Rankin in, that just bolsters it even better for us with Salido and Murphy and all these guys around, Fogarty and Phil Thorpe to come through. So our forward line is young, but it's up and coming.
Have you got enough forwards, do you reckon?
Enough what?
Have you got enough tall forwards?
Well, I would say I would want one more because we've got Fogarty's he's probably a hybrid of a tall and a small. He's like that middle.
Yeah.
And Phil Thorpe's probably our tall who, is taking time. And obviously Taylor Walker's going on another season, who is our best tall forward. So we just need our midfield to step it up again with our wing play. And look, the Crows will come good. I think give it one more season, we'll be around the 9-10th mark, I reckon, next year, sort of in and around the top 8, but not quite there.
Yep.
But on the other side, I do expect Port to be much better next season, and I reckon they'll get themselves back in the 8.
Yeah, I think so too. Like, it's going to be an easier draw as well because we finished lower. I know that's not a good excuse, but I think that they will bounce back. Depends who we get. Depends on injuries. There's word that Dunkley might be coming, and I think he's a good player. He will help in the midfield, but as I said, we still need a small forward. We do need ruck, and we do need a tall defender, a lockdown defender, not a running off defender like Elia is. I know Elia is a killer defender, but we don't. If you look after that, who you got? You got Tom Jonas, McKenzie, and then you got Darcy. Brian Jones, he's short. Then you got Houston that runs off the halfback, and then you got what's his name? The fast guy that runs off the halfback as well. What's his name? From Hawthorn. From Hawthorn. What's his name? Can't remember. See. Anyway, you got those players, and there's no real strong, tall lockdown player like we used to have. Dougal Howard that used to play for us. They used to play that role, and we just don't have anyone. So they've got to recruit someone that can play in the back line, a small forward, another person in the midfield to give us a grunt, and a ruckman, really, someone that can support.
You need the ugliest man in the league.
Lockie Jones. Chris. Yeah, Lockie Jones. Don't at me. Is good. Oh, Burton. That's his name. Burton. We've got Burton. That's it. See, I forgot the name. Thanks, Genwill. But yeah, Burton. Lockie Jones he's big, but he's not. How tall is he? You need a taller player in that back line to be at the. If you watch the game against Richmond, right, against us, I mean, they were killing us in the air with with Lynch and Rewalt and that. They're just killing us. Like, we just weren't big enough and strong enough. So McKenzie's just not the answer down back. I like the way he plays, but not against the big top forwards, And you don't want Elia on those players. You want him leading out, taking intercept marks and running down the line,
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. But no, it's going to be interesting next year. Crows. What can I say about the Crows? I think they did well. I think they did well this year. I don't think you can't say a negative thing really. They lost a few games, though they maybe could have won as well, but they're still building. They're a young team. You can't expect that much from them. I think
we lost our captain as well.
We lost your captain
early on.
And does Sloan stay? That's another question. Does he come back? Do you play better with Sloan? I don't know. And Tex Walker,
I think he does come back, but yeah, I think Seedsman won't come back.
Seedsman doesn't come back. Does Tex Walker? He's got another year, does he?
Yeah, we need him there. We got a young forward, and we need him there. Yeah.
And it took like half a season to get the media past that pre-season scandal as well. They just kept on going on about it after another, and it just gets to the players. So finally, I think they've just let it go now. So everybody. I
must admit, I do like that Keys guy. He's awesome.
Yeah, big year for Keys.
Yeah,
that's probably a breakout season for him.
Yeah,
have a good year. He'll probably. I reckon Leroy Laird will get best and fairest for the club this year again. But
great player, Laird. Great player.
I think he'll be in the top 3 for sure. Benny Keys. So.
Oh, Johnny, just before we move on, what do you think of the sledging that was happening during the week from the Port players saying? Did you hear what they were saying about the Crows?
Nah.
They were saying, how they're entitled and they're arrogant and we hate them and I think people were people were just getting a bit defensive and going, mate, look, you just got to let it go. It's just a game. They're just trying to hype up a game. That's what they're doing because it's our home ground. And look what happened, mate. 50 plus people, 50 plus thousand people went to the game. Hasn't been like that for a long time. So I don't know. I'm pretty sure. I don't know if that marketing strategy worked. Hey,
who was sledging who?
Port were sledging the Crows. The players were on the news.
It is what it is, It's all a part of, if they leave, as long as the boys leave it on the pitch and they're fine after, that's fine by me. So
in the chat, don't at me reckon Sloane's done. You reckon he's finished. Zakal says hello to everyone. How is Zakal? Crouch. How about Crouch? What's happening with Crouch? You reckon?
I reckon he's trade bait. He'll definitely go somewhere.
Don't at me reckons Keys needs a lot of polish. I do agree. He's more of an athlete kind of player, not really a footy player. He can run. But is he polished enough to be an elite player yet? I don't think so.
Not bad, but hand skills, but with kicking, he sort of just sprays it. He needs more composure and he needs more. He needs more of a football brain, really. But besides that, if he, darts the eyes and hits targets, he'll be lethal. But he normally gets it, just boots it.
And Chris Beach says, "Evening, gents." He's a Carlton supporter. Nice to see you, mate. Sorry about the Blues. Sorry about the Blues. Heartbreaking. And don't at me, one more. The only bad thing I saw was Hinkley not doing the combined presser. When he's got 2 people on the presser. Okay. I could tell you a lot of things Hinkley did wrong this year. That's probably the least.
Hinkley's
awesome, man. Well, I actually like Hinkley. I don't mind him. I don't think he's done a bad job.
I like him too.
I don't think he's done a bad job. I just think his time's up. That's all.
No, I want him to stay.
You want him to stay? And then next year win the premiership. That'll be funny.
Yeah, no.
Imagine.
Wait, before we go, where's Crows? Where will they finish next year?
Ninth.
Port?
Fifth.
All right. I reckon I'm going to go the same.
Yeah. They've got to get in the top 8 otherwise.
I reckon Crows 11th or 10th, and Port 6th or 5th. Depends.
If we get ranking definitely ninth. Even could, it could spark us, but I don't know.
Don't let me reckons 12th. So, and 5th.
Well, probably.
Anyway, we'll see what happens, man. It's been a shitty season for me, so I'm glad it's over.
Bulldogs.
Genwell goes Crows bottom 4. I don't know about that, Genwell.
No way.
I can't see him regressing like that. But he must hate the Crows.
It's a Hawk supporter. So.
No, they do hate the Crows.
All right.
Well, speaking of Hawthorn, they lost by 23 points, and Hawthorn haven't looked that good this year, and Goffin can tell us all about that.
Well,
that's right. Yeah. No, I probably went to five Hawthorn games during the season, and they start well, and they go for about 2, maybe 2.5 quarters, and then they just lose the plot and let the teams come back into the game again. So it's just young, inexperienced. The coach is trying to get them to play a fast running game, and it's hard to do. So, but I like the idea of what the coach wants to do with Hawthorn, because they're going to come quickly. Like once they get a couple of big name players come to Hawthorn and they just get the game plan down, I think they're going to be another force again. But it may take another couple of years to get that happening. But I was pretty impressed with Hawthorn this year, considering they're a young side. They've got a new coach, and they were just having a brand new game plan. So yeah, they'll go all right. But yeah, they just, for my mate who lives across the road, I took him to a few games. He's a Hawthorn supporter, and he just so disappointed with like one quarter, and they just throw it away. So yeah, they've got to sort that out.
Yeah, they're young. They're young.
Yeah,
they are.
I think Sammy Mitchell's had a good first year.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
He hasn't like got him to play like a slow game or change their game plan. He's just hit it really hard. Just wants them to run like the old experienced Hawthorn. So
well, if you watch,
and they're gonna have to learn how to play the game.
If you watched Alistair Clarkson play, coached last year and the year before that, he was very defensive. Sam Mitchell's got him playing a really attacking brand of footy. So
that's right. Yeah. And you can make a lot of mistakes.
You can, but I like the way they play, and they've got a lot of youngsters, like a lot of players that have played like 20 less games, or they've played.
They've got a good young ruckman as well. He's taken a bit of time to feel get in the position and feel his feet, but he was doing quite well in the ruck. So. Yep, they'll do right.
They've been like Gunston and all the older players. They've played really well for them and helped them win a few games.
Yep.
But I think they're in the right direction, and they should.
Gunston's a really.
I mean, like Chris Beach, he'd be upset because if Hawthorn would have beat the Bulldogs, Carlton probably would have gone through. So. But he goes, thanks, lad, for Sunday hurt. It's going to hurt for a while, but we'll be right. Yeah, it would have hurt. That would have hurt.
Yep.
Well, speaking of the doggies, just scraped into the 8. I think they've been poor this year. I think I had mentioned at the start of the year they were my tip to do really well.
Yep.
And for me now, I think they're just making up the numbers now in the top 8.
Yep.
I'm not sure they're playing first up. But
yep.
With the players they've got, I expected them to be much better. I thought they would really have a Brownlow-looking year, but it didn't. Obviously work out. So, but they're in the top 8. They're in the finals.
In the finals, anything can happen.
Just snuck in. Anything can happen, but I highly doubt it with the Bulldogs. So what do you guys reckon?
Yeah, I agree with that. They've got an experienced team. They've got an experienced coach, and they just haven't it just hasn't clicked this year for them.
Well, I'm surprised where they were. I'm surprised that they didn't make they didn't even make top 4. I thought they would have been up there since last year. They played in the granny, but they lost games that you thought they would have won. You know what I mean? A few years ago.
Especially at the start of the year, they did that, didn't they?
That's right. So, I mean, Port beat them, and we were not playing that well when we beat them. It's it's just a mystery why they went bad. They've got the players. I mean, up forward they do lack a bit of height, but Norton is pretty good.
They got Bruce back now as well.
Bruce is back, so that's going to help them up forward. You never know, man. I mean, they're the only team to win outside the top 4. I don't think.
I mean, that Hugo Hagen and that Wheatman, the small forwards are really good.
Yeah.
So they've actually got a good forward line.
Yeah, I thought they were a bit short on the forward line, but
no, they've actually got some good forwards, but something wrong. Don't know what it is.
Yeah, because they got a premier midfield like Treloar, Dunkley.
Their wing players are just.
Yeah, so it's hard to see why they're, they got Bailey Smith. They've got, I don't know.
Treloar, Lipitor, McRae,
Dunkley,
Hunter,
but Bontempelli, far out, man. What a star-studded bloody midfield that is. I mean, wow.
What a team.
You really go through their team, you think, and you got Caleb Daniel and Dale running off the half-back line as well. It's just... Yeah,
and then they got
I don't know.
That should be They should be top 4 with that team.
You think so?
Yeah, it's unbelievable. Unbelievable how they're not. So, I think what happens is teams study players and study how and then sometimes it doesn't matter how good you are. If the opposition team plays better as a team, they're going to beat you. So, no.
That's right.
And there was a lot of heat on Bevo in the start of the year with that thing that happened with Tom Brown. So you never know. Like psychologically, that could have
that was pretty nasty.
Yeah,
actually.
Psychologically that plays into the way you play, and
who
knows, man. But I think next year they should bounce back like a little bit more than this year.
They got the players to stand. Finals again next year. I can't see why not.
Sure.
Well, if Dunkley comes to Port, you never know. They might lose someone there, but who knows, man? I heard Bailey Smith's contract is up as well. He hasn't re-signed, so I don't know what's going on.
Love him at the Crows.
Bailey Smith? Yeah, he'd be good. He'd be really good. Anyway.
The next game was one of the, probably one of the best games I've seen this season. That was with Carlton. I was going for Carlton in this game, but in the last 10 minutes, I must admit, I was egging on Collingwood to get in front here because it was just, they were coming back strong. I mean, I think Carlton were up by at least 30 points or something in the last quarter. I think it was.
That's right. 25, 30 points. Yeah,
something like that, man. And to lose by a point, unbelievable, and to get kicked out.
And they've been in the 8 all year. They've been in the 8 all year, man. That's the crazy part.
Yeah,
well, they're in the top 4 for a while too, Carl.
Yeah,
and disappointing from the Blues. I think my old man and my uncles, they're all Blues supporters, and I haven't even seen them yet to rub it in, but.
It's definitely heartbreaking, man. Like I was heartbroken for them. Like really was. I really wanted Bossy to get him through the finals, and it's just man. And to lose 2 weeks in a row by like less than the kick, it hurts, man. It hurts.
Yeah. And something about Collingwood, lads. I don't know what it is. They're just getting it done.
I don't know what's going on there.
They're getting it done at the finals.
Yep, sure are.
If I was a club right now, I wouldn't want to face Collingwood for some reason.
No. Yeah.
you're in for a scrap, man.
And it's their it's their coach that has got them thinking that way. So he's got the mindset's right where they're just going, we can win. So and they keep
who's
on
rocking for them? Is it the American
Cameron normally? No, Cameron, I think.
So they haven't even got their premier ruckman playing from Grundy. So
he's actually fit to play. They're not using him.
Crazy.
Mm.
I reckon he could go to Port if you really wanted. He's an Adelaide boy.
Another forward.
He's an Adelaide boy, Grundy.
Yeah, we got heaps of salary cap. We can afford it, Chris.
Have a chat to Hinkley, Chris. Get him over there.
He's injury prone though. That's a problem.
But look, we can all admit Collingwood best improved side of the season, I guess.
Cox and 12 in
Chris
a row.
Beach reckons Cox and Cameron were the ruckman. So, yeah. But
and Cox isn't that good. Like I don't know. I don't know.
What do you think of his glasses?
He's big, but yeah,
his glasses are wild.
He just
looks like he's about to jump in the pool.
He does.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, you're right. But
look, I'm excited to watch Collingwood this final series, man. I think they're going to be a fun team to watch.
Well, you know what? I'm going for them against Geelong. I'm pretty sure they're playing Geelong the first round. So
yeah, well, look,
if they beat Geelong, man, and they're waiting in the prelim, you never know.
I probably hate Geelong more at the moment because the Dangerfield stuff's still fresh for me and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, I don't want Dangerfield to win a flag.
Full Dangerfield, man. I'm going to tell them that Johnny G doesn't want to win a flag, man. Dangerfield is. I mean, no. What was I saying? Collingwood is. Yeah, they're a team that is a bogey team in this. Who knows what they're going to do? You just don't know.
They're just exciting, man. They're exciting team to watch.
They are.
But, I mean,
but I've got to give credit to Carlton this year, getting Vossi in, getting the new coach in. I've probably seen 3 or 4 Carlton games at Marvel this season, and they threw it away. They used to just lose the plot in the third quarter all the time. It was so frustrating. Then they'd come back in the fourth, just sort of scrape in or just lose. And I think Vossi has really got changed the culture in Carlton, and I think that they're going to just improve a lot from this year. And having that loss, I think, is going to that was a really that was a grand final loss in a way, and I don't think you'd be too sad about that loss really, because that's just going to be such a learning experience for the young blokes, and it's going to be much better for them next year. So they're going to do well. They're going to do very well.
I think it should hurt them, and they use that fucking hurt to go.
That's right. So exactly. Yep.
That's what they're going to do. Because, how did they lose, man? They scored 8 in a row in that third quarter. 8 in a row to hit the front. They were 4 goals up at 3/4 time. And, they just had so many chances, man, just to lose it. How?
Couple of lack in defence. And
you got to be if you're a Carlton supporter, you got to be pulling your hair out in that game. You had the game. You had it.
The
pressure
pressure did get to him. So.
Yeah.
And look, big shout out to Nick Dacos for his first year, man.
How good is he?
Great first year from Dacos.
Fantastic. Yeah.
He should get, a few Brownlow points this year.
Yep.
I want to. Cripps was good, eh?
Cracking season as well.
Yeah, look, Paddy Cripps, we'll talk about a Brownlow after, but he'll get points in that game, but I don't think he'll get all 3 because they did lose.
I reckon he'll get all 3, man.
Yeah.
It was that good.
It was that good?
I reckon he'll get all 3.
He'll, at minimum, he'll get 2.
Who gets 3 then?
Well, it's hard to say. I mean, Josh Dacos had a huge game. He's on the other side of Nick's brother.
I had him to go under disposals.
Yeah, I mean, he had a ripper game, Josh Dacos.
Yeah, I know. Killed me, man. Killed my multi. But I like Carlton for next year, and Collingwood, we'll see what happens. Very interesting. Very interesting. Chris Beach reckons. I'm surprised I've got my hair left.
Yeah, exactly. I know.
Poor bloke. Sorry, Chris. Sorry.
It's all about being a sports supporter, really. You know, I got Grace. You know,
if Carlton got in this week, who would they play? They would have played.
That would be where Bulldogs
they would have
were.
played Freo. Fuck, that would have been an interesting game.
Yeah.
So, I reckon Carlton's got more chance of beating Freo than the Bulldogs do.
I think so too.
Yeah, me too.
Anyway.
St Kilda last game. St Kilda the Swans. St Kilda disappointing. Swans. Did they make top four?
Yeah, they
Swans?
did.
They did.
Yep.
They did.
Yep.
Yeah. Look, City looking. You know, they're like flying under the radar.
Just so consistent, aren't they? Sydney, just year after year after year.
Just a little bit under the radar. Not many people talking about their chances.
Always. Yep.
And look, they came third. Is that a home final? No, it's not a home final.
No, they're playing. Who are they playing?
I think they're playing at the MCG.
They're playing
Melbourne at the Melbourne at the MCG. Well, that'll be a tough game. You'd expect Melbourne to win and Sydney to go back to Sydney and play their next final.
Sorry, guys. Carlton wouldn't have played Freo. They would have played Brisbane.
Why?
I don't know. That's what
they would have leapfrogged.
I don't know. That's what Chris Beach reckons.
Okay.
No, they wouldn't, because if Carlton had won, they'd be on 52 points.
All right.
They'll be in eight. They'll be in eight still.
Okay.
Because Richmond's 7 for 54 points.
All right. Look, I do have the ladder here. So before we go to the finals, so obviously Geelong Cats first, Melbourne second.
I think that was the end of the last game there, Johnny G.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sydney Swans were third, Collingwood fourth, fifth Fremantle, sixth Brisbane.
Collingwood fourth. I thought Sydney was fourth.
No, third was Sydney. Fourth was Collingwood. Fifth was Fremantle. Sixth Brisbane. Richmond was seventh, and the Western Bulldogs were eighth. And then, all the plebs were behind. So it's going to be interesting. Interesting final series, I think. So who we got first week of the finals, Johnny G? Let's do a few tips.
Let's zip through it. Brisbane and Richmond at the Gabba. Brisbane underwhelmed, didn't look good at all last weekend. Richmond did, but it's still really a 50-50 game. And, it's at the Brisbane, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not sure who'll go with the favourites here, but I'm going with Richmond here. I really like the look of the Tigers at the moment.
Yeah, I'm going Richmond as well. I don't think after watching Brisbane last week, and they've lost Rayner, and they've lost another player as well. I can't remember who they lost. They've lost two players, important players. Richmond to get the job done easily.
Go Heat.
Yep.
Richmond for you, Chris?
Richmond for me.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah. In a canner.
There you go. MCG set it off right. Oh, so it's a Thursday night is the Richmond Brisbane, and then Friday night. Oh, has there always been a Thursday?
Is that this week? Is that this week or is that?
No, it's the week after. Yeah.
It's a bye. It's a bye this week.
This too.
It's a bye for them to rest up and stuff.
Yep.
Well, anyway, the Melbourne Sydney game in the MCG is Friday night. I think Melbourne for me, and they look too good at the moment.
Yeah. I think Melbourne, but I wouldn't be surprised if Sydney shocked us and won.
There has to be some shock,
Yeah, they could shock, man. They could have seen them play. They're pretty good. So.
Oh yeah.
They'll have to play their best.
Yeah, no, you can't underrate Sydney. No. They're just a very good, consistent team.
They have to play their best. Though.
I think Melbourne has to to not play their best, though. You know what I mean? So
yeah, no, Melbourne.
Geelong versus Collingwood at the MCG. You know, it's really Collingwood's home ground, not Geelong's.
That's true.
So, look, obviously Geelong's playing really well, but so is Collingwood. I'm going Collingwood, man. I just hate Geelong. I'm going for the Magpies here. But look, Geelong probably win. But
I hate Geelong as well, man. So Collingwood for me too. I can't stand Geelong. I cannot stand Geelong. I know most people hate Collingwood, but I can't stand Geelong, man.
Down with Dead Paddy.
No, I just don't like I just do not like Geelong.
That's it. 2007.
07 scarred me, bro.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the theory of one game closer to a loss after you've had 12 in a row. Your loss is coming sooner than
they had a loss last week, Chris.
Who had a loss last week?
They broke the streak before
Sydney.
They lost to
Sydney.
27 points. SG. Collingwood did.
Collingwood did. Oh. Well, let's put them down for another loss, and they'll get beaten by Geelong.
All right.
They should get beaten. Geelong should win that, really, but yeah.
So if Geelong win and go to the prelim, is Melbourne on the other side of the draw?
No. So if Melbourne win and Geelong win, they'll be waiting for whoever gets there to the semi.
They go straight to the prelim.
So they've got to keep winning to get into the grand final.
If both of them win their next two games, they'll meet in the grand final, Melbourne Geelong.
Right. Yeah.
And the last one is Freo and Bulldogs over in Optus Stadium. Anything could happen in this
I reckon.
game, really.
I think Freo. But then again, Bulldogs, as we said, they've got a killer team. But Freo just for me.
Yeah, I agree.
So the word was in Freo that Fife was the problem. Nobody likes him.
That's true. That's true.
He's a bit of a prima donna, and they play better when he doesn't play. So unless he gets his act together, I'm gonna tip Freo, but let's see. But if you look at the games that they've played this year when he hasn't been in the side, they've had a much better game plan, and they've played much better together.
I just love how you say.
They all hate him, all of them.
I love how you say.
He's like it's true.
No one likes me. No one likes me.
It's true what the King of the North is saying about Fife, because I've got friends that are big Freo supporters, and that's what they say, that Fife had a big problem with all the players, and I mean, I think
all the players had a big problem with him.
Yeah. So I think he's changed his ways a little bit now, but I don't know, man. This game can go any way. You can't. It's hard to trust Freo, but I'm gonna.
Yep.
It is their home ground, and I just think.
And they've had a good season.
They deserve to win one at least. To win one of them at least. So.
That's right. Yeah.
Do you reckon that Fife could get a trade somewhere at 30 years old?
No.
He's on too much money in Perth, and he's not going to leave.
No, but no one will take him. He's going to take Nate Fife, man. No way. He wouldn't take him now. He's too old. Maybe 5 years ago? No. Yeah, no worries. Not now. No, he's finished.
Yeah. All right, lads. Well, you want a quick stab at the Brownlow this year? Who's been the best player?
I did say Petrarca in the start of the year, but that was going to get it. But I reckon Oliver is probably... Oliver, man. Best player.
I think the favourite is Neil.
Yeah, see, I haven't watched much of. I don't like Brisbane. I hate watching him, so I never watched them. So
the thing about Lachie Neale,
he's right in Lachie Neale's right in the umpires' faces all game. Like he's just in that position where he's around the umpires all the time, and he's just such a niggler player that they'd always be paying attention to him. So, but he's just a talent, a massive talent as well. So
You think about the Brisbane team. There's not many players who's going to steal votes
Like
off
Melbourne.
him, like let's
Like
say
Melbourne.
the Toronto teams and like the Melbourne teams. You know
Yeah.
exactly. You know what I mean? So I don't think. Yeah, he might not have been the best player this year, but because of that sort of reason, he might tally
It
up
was like
a lot
last
of
year.
votes.
Ollie Wines won it last year. He was just every year, every game was just like, but there was probably better players that played, but he just was consistent.
I think Paddy
Cripps is another one.
Cripps is a smoky as well.
Smoky?
I'm gonna say Cripps because I'm a new Carlton supporter, so I'll put his name up. Chris B
Yeah,
will be happy about that.
I'm gonna side with Goffey, man. I'm going for Cripps
I'm
for
going to go
Brownlow.
Oliver.
Yeah,
I reckon Oliver. I think he's had a good season. But,
There you go.
no, man, it's look.
There you go.
I'm really sorry to everyone that we did the footy tipping, and yeah, my best mate passed away, and I just didn't have the oomph or anything to do it, so that's why we stopped. I would have won anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But
not bragging or anything.
I would have won anyway. But yeah,
I would have picked that draw that
you
happened
probably
and
would have.
caught up.
I think Johnny G would have come from like being dark horse.
Yeah.
Down the
100%,
sideline.
100%. But who won the Super Coach, Johnny? Who won? Did you?
I think Fahad FC, man.
Fahad FC.
Wow.
Holy shit. There we
Yeah.
go.
But anyway, next year, Johnny, King of the North, we're going to do a proper tipping competition. We'll put maybe like $50 each, and we'll have a pot, and whoever takes it out wins the money. So.
Oh, wow. Dude,
Wow. Get the pot. Get the pot out.
This wasn't discussed off there.
No, well, it's a suggestion, but we'll make it interesting, So then, like, you're not just picking random people. Like, you could have a strategy. So we'll do it next year. Sorry that it didn't pan out the way, just unforeseen circumstances this year, guys. So really sorry.
Well, we should invite some from the chat as well and have a proper tipping
man, I can't. We can't. We'll see.
Come on, man. You got plenty of time up your sleeve. No problem, Chris.
But yeah, we'll see how we go. We'll get Johnny G to facilitate the tips next year.
Oh my god, that's just disaster waiting to happen.
Oh, there we go.
But before we do go, guys, I hate Gwynwell reckons. I hate most teams in the 8 go through this finals, and then she goes, "Cats fans, stop complaining. If you wanted to play at Geelong, the stadium isn't finished." Oh, okay, fair enough. And then Dylan.
Everyone hates Geelong.
And Genwell reckons Dylan Moore for future Brownlow.
Apart from whom? Hawthorn.
Yeah, it must be because the Hawthorn supporter.
Dylan Moore.
Yeah.
Hawthorn?
So, and one more thing, guys. Also, before we go, who's going to win the flag?
Yep. Ooh,
You've got 8 teams to pick from, man. Come on.
that's it.
I still think
Collingwood.
I'm
Say
going to say.
Yeah, I say Collingwood.
I can't believe you said Collingwood.
I'm going to go Melbourne still.
You got seven other great teams to choose from, and you picked the bloody Collingwood team. Jesus.
I'm going to go Melbourne.
I'm going to say if Melbourne can play their best at each game, they're not beat up. They can't be beaten, and they'll. I've watched them play at their best at the beginning of the year, and they were just awesome. They're just a machine going around the field. So I'm going to go Melbourne, and we'll see what happens.
And yeah, I'm going to go Melbourne as well.
The other teams have got.
Hey?
You can't say Port, Chris. Okay.
Nah, Melbourne.
The other teams have got ex-Crow players in there, so I don't want them to win.
That's rude, man. Nah, but I'm going to go Melbourne.
Who are you tipping?
Yeah, I'm going to go Melbourne for the flag. I just think they're too good. But we'll see what happens. It's going to be interesting. But look, what we'll do is, guys, we'll come back, I think, after the grand final. We might do a few watch-alongs here and there, but we'll revisit this show after the grand final and just talk about the grand final and all that. And then maybe Johnny G, if you want to, we could do a draft night if we are both off on that night, obviously. We can do the draft and talk about the trades as well. So so our next show will definitely be after the grand final, and we'll have a special show after the grand final, and then we'll do a few other things after that, like the trade week, and also we might do the draft. We love the draft, so guys, well enjoy the final series. So
it's good to be back with you guys.
Yeah, it's been a while, and thanks for coming in, guys. And guys, if you are brand new to the show and to the channel, make sure you subscribe to our channel, like this video, and tell all your friends about it. Make sure you check out our merch, hfdmerch.myspreadshop.com.au. It helps the channel out. And hit
the notification bell.
Hit the notification bell, guys. And guys, don't forget, stay hunky. We'll see you next time. Thanks a lot for coming in, and go the power. Next year. Hey, and commiserations to all you Carlton fans. We're really sorry.
Oh dear. Just put a knife in the back on the way out, Chris.
See you guys. See you guys.
See you later.